This is a 76-year-old female with pseudophakic bullous keratopathy. I do my DMEK graft preparation myself in the OR. So you see here a 10mm dermatologic punch. I do a partial trephination of the endothelium and descemes membrane, and afterwards I do my staining with trypan glue. This is then removed using a gauze, and under BSS slowly try to separate the descemes from the stroma using a Sinski hook. So as you can see here, because this is a 70-year-old donor, the separation is quite easy. So after freeing up about 180 degrees of descemes membrane, we can use a curved tying forceps and fold the descemes membrane to half. Then we create a full thickness stromal window using a 2mm dermatologic punch. We replace the flap back and then flip the button over. So we can now place the asymmetric marker through that corneal window and flip the cornea back. Then do the final partial trephination using a 7.75mm punch. Then we can remove the rim again with curved tying forceps and do the final peeling. So this is the final graft that we'll use for the eye. Now since this is a 70-year-old donor, you can see that the scroll doesn't really scroll tightly. Now for the DMEK surgery itself, start by marking the cornea and doing a small incision, corneal incision, and start my decimeter rexis by scoring the descemes membrane using a reverse Sinski. And just follow the markings you've made. And afterwards, try to get the descemes as a whole. Sometimes it comes out piece by piece. That's okay. So you can remove using Pearson's forceps. And the graft now is loaded into a modified Jones tube. And try to position the graft right before you inject it. In this case, you inject it very slowly. Now once in the eye, you cannot really pull out right away because this will just expel the graft from the eye. So slowly remove your modified Jones tube from the orifice, making sure that the graft doesn't come with it. Now here I just want to position the graft right before I suture. After suturing, you can see that the graft really wants to unfold by itself. This is brought about by the age of the donor. Now a few tapping techniques here. Just shallow the chamber and then a few taps in the middle. You can see that the graft is unfolding by itself. Quite easy. So I try to unfold and center the graft as much as you can. And then once you're happy with the centration, just go under the graft and then inject room air. I do a full air fill and try to tense up the anterior chamber by injecting even more air. Leave the eye tense for 10 minutes and then burp the air out and do an air fluid exchange at the end of 10 minutes. So I end the case by injecting subconjunctival dexamethasone, and that's it. So this is what it looks like one day post-op. So thank you for watching.